Start. That's right.
Maybe I should just click leave meeting.
I would go to your home.
Oh, okay.
All right, here we are, everyone. This is it. Our first official table reading for
Lightspeed.
the narrative podcast, Star Wars Lightspeed. First, before I introduce everyone here, I want to thank you all for making it. This does mean a lot to me. I'm so glad I'm going to be working with all of you guys in a creative capacity. We have done this before. Obviously, we've worked on smaller projects together in the past, but this is the biggest thing I've ever written, and I'm sure it's going to be one of the biggest things you guys have performed, obviously, because it's going to gross over 1 million at some Audible box office. So I want to thank you guys ahead of time before we actually start. This is really amazing that we can actually do this. I'm just going to get into the introductions right off the bat. To start off with, we have our star, Mr. Angel Amaral, playing the role of Gordon Locus. Give him a hand. Come on. There he is.
No, thank you guys. Thank everybody. Thanks to everyone for being here. I'm so proud of Julius writing the script, and I just can't wait for everyone to contribute, a part of themselves in this story and bring it to life, because this is what I was looking forward to most is collaborating with other people and creating something, for fun during this time. So what an honor it is to be among you guys.
Oh, see, that's why he's here. That's why he's here. Our second star that we have to bring up is Mr. Daniel Valdez. He is playing the role of Duncan Port. Give him a round.
Let's go, baby. Daniel.
Yeah. With little acting experience, he's ready for that celebrity lifestyle. And it will all be because of this. Thank you so much for giving us your time and bringing yourself to this project. And thank you very much.
The opportunity.
Yes. Oh my God, we're running. We only have 10 minutes left. Oh my God. So I'm gonna have to send it.
I could double check on the premium account.
Okay.
Yeah.
But speaking of which, Ms. Mackenzie Jewel Franklin is here playing the role of Jill Sora. Give her a hand. Big hand. Mackenzie, thank you so much. You are one of the most professional people I am very happy to work with. This is going to be fun.
I'm excited. I'm excited to finally read this.
Yes. It's going to be great. We have our next star. We have Mr. Sebastian Casanova playing the role of Augustus Roth, our villain of the piece. So give him a round of applause, or give him some boost.
Yeah. I thought he was a villain. Let's get it. There we go.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be here. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Oh no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Thank you for inviting me to be here, and let's do our best.
Yes, sir. We're going to do our best. We have a role, very minimal role, but it's a memorable role because of the man playing it. It is Mr. Justin Cabezas as the bartender. Give him a round of applause.
Boy.
Handing out the drinks.
We need bartenders. They're the most essential part of our society.
That's right. We have helping out with some of the background characters, background voices. We have someone who is always there, Mr. David Contreras, playing a bunch of roles. I'm going to list them out. News announcer, commissioner, pirate, charter AI pilot, charter AI customer, Republic security chief, and charter drone 1. Give him a round of applause.
Damn.
Yeah, let's go.
Wait.
I'm excited.
Yep. I'm excited too.
I'm excited.
I am excited.
Okay.
I'd like to give a special shout out to Mr. Brian Curiel, who cannot make it today, but he will be playing the role of Reza Malkish. So let's give him a round of applause, although he's not here. And I'm here, and I'm going to be reading the rest of the voices we have. So,
All right. Thank you, Julian.
Yeah, let's get it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's great. So yeah, this is Star Wars Lightspeed. a story set a long time ago featuring plentiful of characters that are fantastic, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Get ready. This is Star Wars Lightspeed, written by myself, based on the creations of Mr. George Lucas. Everyone got your script ready?
Good to go.
All right.
Ready, Freddy.
Gonna start. A longer time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. Interior, Locus office, flash forward. We hear the still ambience of a room, along with typing, and then a notification sound. Then the voice of a secretary coming through a PA. Mr. Locus, your fourth appointment. Where Locus responds with an older voice.
Thank you.
The sound of a door whooshing open, and then petite footsteps. They belong to Jill Sarah, a female reporter with spice in her voice.
Congratulations, Mrs. Sarah. You're making history.
Am I?
Well, aside from engineering publications, I haven't done many interviews. Guess some people aren't as interested in the inventor as they are in his invention.
It is a pretty useful device.
Gordon Locus,
Jill Sarah.
please sit.
Jill pulls a chair and sits.
I gotta say, I'm really happy it's you that I'm talking to today.
And my paper is grateful to be talking to you as well.
No, I mean, it's been a long time.
Have we met before?
Well, sure, right?
I think I would remember you, Mr. Locust.
I'd imagine so as well. Here, just look at me. Give it a minute.
The two are quiet.
Maybe it was a party, which in of itself would be rare because I don't get out much.
Huh.
I suggest we start the interview.
Married to work, huh?
The work is consistent. Never disappoints, Mr. Locust. Where's the notepad?
Jill rummages through her bag looking for said notepad.
Maybe I was mistaken. In which case, nice to officially meet you.
Jill is quiet, looking through her bag.
Nice to meet you too.
So, Gordon Locust, futurist and inventor, creator of the hyperdrive engine.
That's true.
Where did it all start for you?
Where I started.
Locus is quiet until
You're remembering something.
No. Someone. At the beginning. 25 years ago.
interior starship above planet Lorda, day, 25 years ago. Along with the hum of a cockpit, the sounds of beeping and fuses being blown out are overt. One specific spark is high-pitched and close. Oh, damn compositor fuses. Knew we should have gotten droids to do this part. We hear the sound of tools dropping and Jordan sitting down in a cockpit chair. Okay, we're good to go, I think. The sound of rushing footsteps are heard coming closer and closer and closer down the ship's hull. It's the sound of Gordon Locust, the hero of our story. The ship wasn't meant for interstellar travel, only orbital, so I don't know if the safeguards I installed will keep us stable. Maybe you should have invited someone more experienced to this.
Don't sell yourself short. You're a wonderful assistant.
Gordon sits in the other seat, playing with levers and buttons. You know, down below, I could legally trade you with passing pilots. I always hear the Zabraks love to eat younger brothers.
It's not story time, Jordy. It's test time. How far up are we?
Just entering Lorda's exosphere. We have 50 civilian ships in orbit and 90 company cruisers.
Charter. So they're definitely going to spot us.
Gordon continues to push various console buttons. Yeah. How's the... What did you call it again?
Hyperdrive.
Right. Is it ready to test?
Still connecting to the ship's interface. I'd say it's about 80% done.
Gordon, look, be honest. Seriously honest. You told me it would be fast, but really, how fast are we talking?
Are you nervous?
Jordan is silent until... It's just, there's a difference between naming it Lightspeed and actually going that fast.
We do have seatbelts.
The two are silent until they break the tension, chuckling. Gordon continues with the ship's console. Gordon presses a special button.
This is the personal log of Gordon and Jordan Locust. We'll be testing our new invention, the hyperdrive, a means of traveling from one end of the galaxy to the other within hours instead of years. This will be done by making the jump to light speed. We'll be starting with a round trip to the famed planet of Yavin, back to Lorda in hopefully one piece. We predict this trip should take about 45 minutes.
Gordon turns off the recording device, and the ambience of the ship is felt. Wow, this is.
What?
I was always scared
Scared?
that I wouldn't be able to provide for you. With mom and dad gone, we kept moving around. I had to become a man for you. But here you are making a future, literally building it for everyone. Gordon stops playing with the console, focusing on what Jordan has to say. You're a genius, Gord.
Jordan.
Before you get mushy, let's make the jump to light speed. Gordon scoffs.
Anything you say, big brother.
A beeping interrupts with static following.
They found us.
Stay quiet, I'll handle this. The sound of a dial being twisted is heard. A transmission breaks through, along with the voice of a charter commissioner with a refined British accent.
This is the commissioner of Charter Corporation Interstellar Cruiser, serial number 4342 XB. We've scanned your shuttle and no identification has been found with our flight records. What is your heading?
Keep working. Yes, this is a new ship. We're testing it out for stability readings before we have to make interplanetary deliveries. Gordon continues to dial nods, pulling up a hologram.
Connection at 95%. Give me 60 seconds.
Well, as a delivery boy, you know very well at all Lorta vessels, we must be registered and approved before any and all flight processes. As a penalty, you will turn over your ship to the Charter Corporation and send a landing party now.
Oh, no, you don't want to do that.
And why not?
We just had a whole cleaning crew of Mon Calamaris on board. I know, counterintuitive. It's very slippery over here.
Wait a second. Our sensors are picking up unusual energy signals from your ship. Who is this?
A flick of a switch is heard. Okay, he's going to find out right away that I put him on hold. We have to get out of here fast.
We're at 99%.
Jordan sighs heavily, and then he flicks the switch again. Sorry about that. Must have been some sort of astral interference.
You will turn over your ship or face countermeasures. Let's see how you fare against 54,000 degrees of plasma bolts. Republic scum.
Republic?
Mr. Roth has dealt with plenty of spies of your newly founded government. Now, you can die like this, like the rest, or live to see the bureaucratic heap of scrap once again. What is its name?
Alarms flare up in the cockpit with the sound of ships arriving near.
Ah, yes, the Coruscant.
They're surrounding us now, Gordon. We gotta go right now. Specific beeping noise is heard, signaling the ship's readiness.
We're good to go. Now?
You got it, kid.
Oh, boy.
I will give you 3 to power down your ship.
First test of the hyperdrive in.
The sound of clicking is heard.
3.
Gordon takes a deep breath. The sound of a lever being pulled, followed by the engine starting up.
2.
The iconic sound of the hyperdrive being activated and the rising hum of the ship's engines. A bizarre whirring is heard as the device starts. The stars, they're stretching.
1. Fire!
As weapons from the other ships charge up and start to fire, the sound of Gordon and Jordan's ship is heard shooting off. Light speed has been achieved. The ships are left floating in space. Subjects are lost. Scan proceeding.
Lost! Where the hell could they have gone?
End of introduction. Star Wars Lightspeed. I'll give you guys a hand for that. We made it through that. All right. 1 year later. Exterior, Meridian, Spaceport Day. First, we hear the sound of birds chirping And then, slowly, the ambiance of a crowd, merchants, vagrants, aliens, and then spaceships flying overhead. Through all the clutter, a bigger noise is heard, booming. Music, the tune of a newscast, and following, a news announcer.
Good morning, fine merchants of Marathon. Not only is it a beautiful day in Trader's Paradise, but the forecast is just as alluring as well. The smog has just cleared enough that we could see our sister planet Yavin, which, as we all know, provides many of our skippers with the hope of their safe and stable rest during their harrowing travels, delivering goods throughout the galaxy. Before we get into our main stories, this newscast is brought to you by the Charter Corporation. We'll be back after this quick message.
Music starts, signaling a commercial break. We focus on the footsteps of a lone traveler. This traveler, Gordon, by himself. Heavier footsteps, almost stomping, approach Gordon.
Excuse me.
We hear a growling noise and a huff from an alien creature.
I'm sorry to bother you. I was hoping.
Dundano!
I don't speak that. Cantina, late for meeting. Tilmash Cantina. Know where it is?
Gosh! With another huff, the alien walks away. His stomps are heard traveling further and further.
Right. That way. Thanks.
Gordon continues to walk, following the music from above ends, and the newscast continues. The program returns.
Our first segment is an interview with the newly established CEO of Charter Corporation, Mr. Augustus Roth. Thank you for joining us.
Entering the program is Augustus Roth with a refined, energetic voice, topping it off with a hint of condescension.
Anything for an essential planet in our registry?
We've heard some reports of recent layoffs at Charter, Mr. Roth. Any truth there?
I'm afraid so. I wish my former employees the best, but we believe that our automated workers are not only the future of space travel, but the safer option.
A company entirely manned by droids.
Nothing is impossible for us at Charter.
The two laugh over the crowd below.
Mr. Roth, people want to know. The rumors have been going on for a year at this point. Ever since that leaked drone footage of a ship above planet Lorta disappearing, everyone's question is Lightspeed possible?
Gordon's footsteps stop.
Huh?
Well, as was stated when that footage was spread through the galaxy, thanks, by the way, to our state-of-the-art Charter-linked satellites, we have maintained that this leak is nothing more than a hoax.
So Lightspeed, not possible?
Bastards copyrighted the name.
Now, I never said that. Technological innovation is not annual. The time for breakthroughs come when they do. That's the reality. However, we have brilliant engineers at the Charter Corporation, the same ones who modeled our cruisers, crafted our AI pilots, and our stasis beds. I hired geniuses. So when Lightspeed is a reality, you'll know because we announced it.
And surely this invention would change the face of transport in the galaxy.
Not just transport, our galactic culture. Planets are just getting to know each other first. It started with our telescopes. After, we sent drones out into space. And then finally, we reached some level of interstellar travel. But we are light years apart from each other. Some orders of simple binary fusion tools made centuries ago are still on their way to be delivered. Families that want to move from one planet to another have to be put on stasis so they can make the trip. We are talking about a form of travel that would unite us in a way that this new government, this republic on Coruscant, couldn't control. Lightspeed, I promise you, is our top priority because it's everyone's.
Thank you for your time, sir.
Of course.
That was Mr. Augustus Roth. After the next break, we'll be back with the College Noomba Ball and Draft Picks.
The music starts again. Left in the ambiance is Gordon, who keeps walking. Interior Tilmesh Cantina, continuous We cut to the sound of laughter, various alien languages, and beeping from droids. An alien jazz is played in the establishment. A bartender howls with laughter along with the customers.
What do you have?
Zuma.
We don't have that. Took an order down 90 years ago.
Well, no.
Hey, it's coming from Felucia. What do you want?
The customer growls and stomps away. The cantina's door opens, and in enters Gordon.
Nice.
Gordon walks over to the barkeep.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
What do y'all have?
I'm looking for someone. A skipper. Only thing I have are his initials. DP. Do you know his name?
What do y'all have?
Come on.
We hear the sound of change moving back and forth in Gordon's pocket, and then the sound of it being placed on the bar.
You're looking for Port. He's at his booth. That corner over there. Hey, yeah, you. What do you have?
Gordon walks away from the bar to the corner, and the noise of the crowd dulls further and further down.
Mr. Port?
We hear the voice of the skipper, cyborg, reluctant hero, Duncan Port.
You're something different.
What?
You're the contact because you're also something different.
Gordon remains silent.
I sit in a bar, one with killers and thieves, people who will do anything to get a better job than the guy they're buying a drink for, especially if that guy's me. But I'm relaxed, no lie.
Because of all the drinks they bought you?
They have records, and the metal part of me can get into Charter's database while I scan them. Records, flight history, lethal levels. I know everyone except you. You came in, and I drew a blank. No records. No flight history, nothing. As if someone was smart enough to erase themselves.
You're a cyborg.
That a problem?
Don't know yet.
Duncan Port, skipper, heard through the Jogan vine that you were looking for discreet transport, but I never got a location.
I'm headed to the planet Tython.
Tython? That's in the deep core. What's your business there?
Is that relevant?
Duncan chuckles.
Kid, if you need a box of fruit shipped over there in a timely fashion, it's relevant. I need to get there in a timely manner, right? Now, I'm taking you and a box of choco berries or something else.
Gordon is quiet.
I heard about a junker over there. I have something I need junked.
Do you know what planet you're on? There are hundreds, thousands of junkers in this sector alone.
Not like the one on Tython.
Duncan takes a moment.
Okay, Tython, long trip, but top speed, you'd be in stasis for about 10 to 15 years.
Is that a problem?
No, but the price just went up 50,000 units.
It can't be that dangerous.
It's not the trip, it's you. If you're willing to erase yourself from Charter's database, you did something to them. You're on the run, aren't you?
Gordon stays silent.
See, kid, that's why it's 50,000. What'd you do? Steal something?
I didn't steal anything. They're after me because I made something they want, and I said no. But of course, they don't take no for an answer. So yeah, I'm on the run, and I'm not interested in laughing with you or getting to know each other. I have a job. Are you taking it or not? Machine?
Duncan is silent until...
What did you make?
A beeping can be heard along with the sound effect of machinery coming from Duncan.
What the hell?
A scanning noise is heard.
Gordon Locus.
What?
Looks like I can scan you now. Charter's put out a warrant for you.
What?
More beeping is heard throughout the room. The music dies down, as does the ambiance of patrons.
Scumano. 175K units.
Oh no.
You must have made something real special, kid.
The sound of large footsteps approaching becomes louder and louder and more terrifying. It's a pirate, Reza Malkish. Look at this. Never met a fugitive worth 175K that was dumb enough to come to a place like this.
And you are...
Reza Malkish, lower tier bounty hunter. Oh, I'm sorry, that's your...
Yeah, no, it's all good. Reza Malkish, lower tier bounty hunter.
Lower tier? Unlike you, Port, I just caught the biggest score in the room.
Oh yeah? How do you fellas feel about that 175,000 all to Reza? You sure you're all right with that?
You think my boys will turn on me? As Reza turns around to face his friends, the sound of growling and muttering can be heard among the crowd, along with the sound of blasters charging up. No, boys. The sound of Reza's blaster swinging out of his holster is present. We can make a deal. The growling and muttering grows more aggressive until
Get him!
a brawl begins. Chairs thrown, glass breaking, blasters shot.
Shit.
Come on, kid.
The two's rushing footsteps are heard along with the cantina's door opening. They make it out. You idiots! He's getting away! The fighting stops momentarily as the rest of the pirates realize Reza is right. Exterior, Meridian, spaceport, continuous. The ambience from outside is heard once again, as is Gordon and Duncan's running.
Keep up.
I'm right behind you.
The music of the local news is heard once again. That's you, David.
If last season was any indicator, THX's pitching skills have either been forgotten or a type of malware has just been installed. This just in. Charter Corporation has put out a statement regarding a possibly dangerous individual named Gordon Locust.
The running stops.
Oh, come on.
He's charged with conspiracy and theft. A warrant has been placed with the appreciation of 175,000 charter units.
The sound of people softly speaking to each other is heard nearby.
It's not true. It's
Gotta keep moving.
Their running continues.
Please stay away if in the presence of children.
The charging steps of a horde. A mob is heard. It's Reza's gang. They went that way. Exterior space hangar continuous. The two heroes running continues until they're stopped by two pirates, one human, the other alien. Garmaska! Give us the kid, Port.
Don't have time for this.
Duncan quickly pulls his blaster out of his holster and fires at the two villains. The alien's groaning is heard as he falls to the floor.
You shot them.
If we don't keep moving, I'll be shooting more. Come on.
The two's running continues as they reach their destination, where the city isn't as loud and the announcements of the giant news broadcast are well in the distance.
Just past this door.
The door whooshes open, and their rushed footsteps continue.
And there she is. This is my ship. Welcome to Charter Corps Cruiser Class, designation 3476BH. I just call her Wayward.
How soon can we get to orbit?
About 5 minutes, maybe 10. If I hack the doors to this hangar to lock, get inside, put your seatbelt on. Wayward entrance, unlatch.
The Wayward's entrance hissing is heard while opening. Gordon rushes off, leaving Duncan to access his cybernetic mind. We hear the sound of mechanical whirring and beeping.
Okay, doors 4 through 24, you're mine.
The sound of multiple doors shutting and locking down are heard throughout the space hangar. Exterior space hangar elsewhere, continuous. We hear the sound of pirates, led by Reza, running through the hallway. There! Port's ship is through that door! At the last second, the door shuts right in their face, locking loudly. What the? Interior Wayward continuous. We hear the ambience of the Wayward ship, along with footsteps rushing up a metallic staircase.
Kid! Wayward entrance, latch. Kid!
The entrance to the ship is heard closing.
Yeah, this thing's nearly 3 stories. Where's access to the bridge?
The elevator here.
The two hurry to a nearby elevator. Duncan punches in the code and the lift accelerates.
The stasis engine is going to have to charge. I'll give you a bed and put you to sleep when we're well away from this place.
Fine.
Maybe they'll forget you in a decade, kid. That's what happens for most people moving to a different planet.
The two are quiet. Interior Wayward Bridge continuous. The lift dings when arriving to the ship's bridge. As the doors open, the two walk out.
Look, we're on a tight schedule, so I may need some help getting us out of here. Do you have any experience flying?
Just activate any deflectors that are linked up and give me access to the coolant monitors for the engines. Everyone's going to be on top of us, so I'm raising shields. Does this ship have any firepower?
Duncan takes a moment.
Yeah. For possible asteroid collisions, automatic cannon projectiles, 3 in the front, 3 in the back.
All right.
Gordon presses on the ship's console.
The back ones are activated. We leaving anytime soon?
Yeah. Let's get moving.
More playing is heard with the ship's controls until finally the hum of the engines is heard and it's loud. The fire from the rockets is major and the ship begins to lift.
And we are reaching 120 feet in 30 seconds.
Exterior space hangar elsewhere continuous. The ship lifting off is heard in the distance. It's heard by the grunting hordes of Reza down below. That's a ship! Fire! Blasters are heard firing directly at the ship, hitting the shielded surface. Interior, Wayward Bridge continuous. A specific alarm is heard.
We're taking damage. Activating backdoor cannons.
A targeting noise is heard, and after, blasts. Exterior space hangar elsewhere continuous. The blasts are heard closing in while the pirates below still fire. Incoming! A blast booms on the ground, causing an explosion that shoots off rubble and people. The Wilhelm is heard. Aim below the ship's reactor. Hit the engines. More blasting is heard along with an explosion from the ship. Interior, Wayward Bridge continuous. The same blast is heard inside, and more alarms raise.
Stasis engines hit. Shields will have to recharge by 46%.
They clipped my baby's wings.
The sound of beeping is prominent along with the momentum of the ship.
What the? You're turning us around?
Right for them.
Are you malfunctioning or something?
I take care of my ship.
Exterior space hangar elsewhere continuous. The shooting is stopped. All that's heard is the sound of the Wayward dive bombing right for the pirates. Their shrieks of terror and running are just as loud. Where are you all going? He's bluffing! The dive bombing sound effect continues and grows louder. He's bluffing, right? Interior Wayward Bridge continuous. The rumbling of the ship continues, as does the beeping.
Port, this is not... We can't... You have to listen.
Kid, when I say open the septic doors, you open them.
What?
It's a big ship. Had a lot of guests. You'd be surprised how many leave the seat down.
Gordon is silent until...
Oh, dear Lord.
Gordon accesses the console.
Okay, ready when you are.
Exterior, space hangar, elsewhere, continuous. The dive bomb is louder and louder. He's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. He's not. Interior, Wayward Bridge, continuous. Duncan is growling as the beeping, the alarms, the rumbling grows louder and louder and louder.
Now!
Gordon screams as he accesses the console. Septic doors unlocked.
Raising altitude.
Exterior space hangar elsewhere continuous. The Wayward's engine fire, and the ship swings right back up, but not without leaving a gift. The sound of the Wayward's septic doors opening and liquid waste falling is heard. The liquid lands right on Reza. Wayward shoots right up into the air. Interior Wayward Bridge, the rumbling along with the alarms die down.
Yeehaw!
Are you out of your mind?
Duncan can only laugh.
Damn.
Exterior space hangar elsewhere continues. The sound of a crowd grossed out is heard. Ooh, sono!
Oh, that smell!
Ugh. You needed a drink, Reza?
Reza takes a moment. Poodoo! The pirates' cries echo throughout the planet. The sound of the Wayward shooting into the sky is beautiful. Interior Wayward Bridge continuous. The ship's hull is rumbling as it ascends.
Passing the stratosphere, thermosphere, exosphere.
Wait a minute.
Interior Locus office flash forward. We hear the ambience of Locus's office.
What?
Where were the police while all this was happening?
Charter sent out a squad on Meriden's stratosphere. Luckily, Duncan was able to hack into their local registry and falsify the Wayward serial number. Don't let them tell you cyborgs aren't worth something.
And your bounty was 175,000 charter units.
Well, after that little stunt with the septic doors, the planet's janitorial center was on the job for weeks, so it was bumped up to 200K. Seemed fair.
Locust chuckles to himself, whereas Jill remains quiet.
You know, you're not easy to make laugh.
That's why most people don't try.
Someone must have cracked you, at least once. Where are you from, Mr. Ra?
I'm from Dressel. Have you been there?
Not exactly. I've heard of it.
The two are quiet as Jill continues to write.
You know, I researched you a bit before this interview, read some articles of yours. Also, the poetry. Love that.
You read that?
Oh, yeah. Sands and shells. My before people are hands that were held. Now the past is buried under Dressel's damned hell.
I know my work, Mr. Locust.
Locust is quiet, and Jill finishes up her writing.
So this is what Duncan had to deal with.
After you escaped Meriden, did you tell him about the hyperdrive?
No. At that point, I wasn't laughing either.
Interior Wayward Bridge space later. The hums and beeps from the bridge return, as do the footsteps of Duncan.
That was exciting. However, we do have a prob. What are you doing?
What does it look like?
Looks like my blaster in your hand pointed at me. Did I miss something?
You charged 50,000 to take me to Tython, and now there's a bounty on me worth probably more than 175K since I'm off planet. That bounty is going to reach other sectors thanks to their satellites and linked probes.
Right. And I'm just gonna take you to them before anyone gets the chance.
175 is much more than 50,000 units.
Don't act like you know the first thing about me, kid.
All I know is you're in this for the money. And you're part charter.
Duncan is quiet.
Yeah, I recognize the work on your arms. Your face.
Duncan is silent, other than his deep breath, as if he's had to hear this throughout his life.
Yeah, they did this to me. But think about it, kid. Leaving Meriden, we passed 58 cruisers and 41 patrol ships. Wouldn't I have turned you in? Or at least tipped them off? You can check the comm logs yourself. Nothing.
It's not good enough.
I hacked into Charter's Android net and cut myself off from them. No serial number, no activation codes, nothing. Know why? Because I don't like them either. Now, put down the blaster.
Gordon takes a beat, then takes a deep breath.
I'm not going into stasis.
Finally, something we agree on. The stasis engines are damaged.
What?
First, blaster.
We hear the blaster being handed slowly to Duncan and then him placing it in his holster.
Thank you. Now come with me.
Duncan's footsteps are heard walking away.
LOL, I'm so sorry. Okay, my mom was texting me. You went with him. How did you know he wasn't going to knock you out or pull the blaster on you?
I didn't, but we were dead in the water. It was either go with it or get used to my new home for the next 10 to 15 years.
The footsteps end as Duncan and Gordon reach the lift. Interior wayward engine rooms later. The hissing and moaning sounds of the rooms are overt, along with the humming of giant engines. The ship is working hard.
Smell that?
Yeah.
Those are the stasis engines. As you can see, there's blaster damage from Rez's gang. I put a patch on them, retaining 37% of the fuel and suspension data, but it's not enough. If I put you under, you'd wake up maybe a third of the way to Tython. And this ship isn't meant for humanoids to live on.
You do.
Yeah, but as you like to bring up, I'm part machine. My CPU's been very kind to me, keep me going for a long time.
Gordon sighs. The stress of this situation is getting to him.
The nearest sector is 5 days away at top speed. They probably have thousands of junkers who can destroy whatever it is you made.
I don't trust anyone to destroy it correctly, especially around here. Pirates, mercenaries, charter, everywhere. This needs to be destroyed, not scrapped, destroyed.
All right, it's time for you to tell me exactly what it is you brought onto my ship, kid.
Not happening.
Wow. Okay, well then get comfortable, because unless you have a way of getting us to Tython on your schedule...
Duncan walks away. Gordon breathes in slowly as he realizes that Duncan may be right. He may have to tell him.
There is a way.
Duncan's footsteps stop.
What was that?
Gordon takes a deep breath once again.
There is a way.
Which is
Before Gordon can answer, the alarms blast. Spatial radar indicating 4 charter vessels approaching, militant class.
what the?
The two run up to the lift. Exterior space continuous. The sound of those same charter ships approaching the Wayward is overt. Interior, Wayward Bridge continuous. Our hero's footsteps rushing to the beeping console can be heard along with the very same alarm. Incoming transmission. Static is heard first, and after a familiar and condescending voice.
This is Augustus Roth.
Roth is here?
Charter transports piloted by droids. They follow orders easier. He's calling from somewhere else.
Mr. Lucas, we've not formally met. However, I have nothing but respect for you and your ingenuity. So much so that my offer to buy the schematics for the, you called it, hyperdrive, has increased.
That's sweet of you.
I agree. Here's my offer. You transmit over the schematics through this channel, and my 4 Warthogs don't blast Mr. Yes, Port's ship 7 times over.
Generous.
But that's not all. I will also withdraw the galaxy-wide warrant on you.
Gordon breathes a deep and nervous breath.
I will give you 60 seconds to consider.
Duncan flips the transmission switch and the static shuts off.
We have to get out of here.
What the hell is a hyperdrive?
It's what I made. He can't get his hands on it.
What is it?
It's my... Look, he just can't have it.
Why? What? We're out of options. If you give these schematics to him,
He will almost certainly kill us.
talking to them may buy us some time.
Are you kidding me? Weren't you just saying that you hated these guys?
We're outgunned, kid.
Look, you don't know what the implications of Roth getting this are. So,
Is this my fault?
Gordon breathes in deeply and lets it out with a heavy and frustrated grunt. We focus on the sound of the console beeping.
Look at the map. No sector around, no planet to hide in, not even an asteroid field, only a wormhole 4,100 kilometers away. If we're not talking to them, we're going to have to shoot our way out.
wait. The wormhole. That's it. We'll use it.
What?
A wormhole's a bridge between one point of space-time to another, right?
Hypothetically.
That's gonna have to be good enough.
Gordon starts to access the console and the sound of the ship revving up is heard, along with the transmission static returning.
I hope you have good news for me.
Stand by for transmission.
Wise decision, Mr. Locus.
Gordon abruptly shuts off the transmission, focusing back on the ship's readiness.
Locus, this is a terrible plan. That pressure that's gonna be put onto the Wayward is gonna crush us.
Which is why I'm transferring the leftover suspension data from the stasis engines to the ship's main shield. It should help us. Well, stay us.
Again, hypothetically.
Look, I've been there before, and last time. Look, they don't negotiate, and you know that.
Duncan considers the kid's words, grunting as he breathes in heavily.
Damn it. Oh, if we live, you're telling me what a hyperdrive is.
Deal.
The two access the ship's console. Beeping and whirring is heard as the ship's main engines fire up. New course heading established. 4,100 kilometers. Designation confirmed.
You focus on the turrets. I'll fly us in there.
Not a scratch.
After a couple more beeps,
Here we go.
exterior space continuous. We hear the Wayward zooming off in the middle of space. Interior charter Warthog ship continuous. A different beeping and clicking is heard.
Subjects are moving. Warthog 3B through E3 in pursuit.
They always run.
We hear the sound of the 4 Warthog ships in pursuit. Interior Wayward Bridge continuous. Rattling from machinery is heard on the bridge as it makes its escape.
They're coming.
We're now 3,200 kilometers away from the wormhole.
Great.
Interior charter Warthog ship continuous. Lethal force. Oh, I'm sorry. That's your name.
Lethal force approved. Warhog 3B through E3E may proceed with firing.
A trigger is pulled and blasts follow. Exterior space continuous. As the Wayward zooms off, the volley of lasers is heard, chasing swiftly. Interior Wayward bridge continuous. The blasts can be heard, churning the metal exterior from inside.
Shooting my ship. Rear cannons aimed and firing.
Duncan pulls his trigger. Exterior space continuous. The Wayward fires back at the incoming ships. One is hit, and an explosion follows. Interior charter Warthog ship continuous. Warthog. Oh,
Warhog D destroyed. Defining fire more accurately.
the shooting continues. Interior Wayward bridge continuous. The booming is heard from the laser impact, but it's bigger.
That can't be good for the shields.
Stasis energy is depleted. 24% available.
How far are we from this damn hole?
2,100 kilometers.
Another boom that shakes the ship.
Damn. Shields at 17%.
Exterior space continuous. The Wayward moves faster and faster and faster. The lasers chase and chase and chase. Subjects nearing. Oh,
Subjects nearing forthcoming wormhole. Accelerated firepower recommended.
Wait, wormhole? They're headed to a wormhole?
Affirmative.
Huh. Warthogs 3B, C, and E are designated to stop pursuit and record subjects' escape. I want to see this.
Affirmative.
the sound of the charter's ships' engines powering down. Their laser fire is halted as well. Interior Wayward bridge continuous.
They stopped firing? They stopped everything.
Good. We're 800 kilometers away from the hole.
The inside of the cockpit starts to shake louder
500 kilometers.
and louder.
This is the personal log of Captain Duncan Port. We're about to enter a wormhole.
And louder.
300.
If anyone finds this, just know for the record,
And louder.
I have a bad feeling about this.
100.
The sound of fuses being blown out, along with the rush of air, space, and stars, is heard, almost as if every sound that our characters can hear is being reversed until nothing.
Entering wormhole.
Black.
Wait, really?
Yep. Can't believe it.
I shouldn't believe it. It's just insane.
I felt the same way, especially during.
How did it feel in there, inside the wormhole?
Have you
Locust
ever been?
thinks for a moment. Sorry. Locust thinks for a moment.
Have you ever been in a batch to tank before for surgery or anything like that?
Jill is silent until
Once, when I was little, right before I left Dressel.
Well, it was like that, only without water.
What about the charter? Did the drones follow you in?
No, but Roth was fed the footage all the way to his own little planet, Thifera. He was inspired.
interior Roth's office Thifera day. The ambience of a new office slowly creeps in.
Play it again.
Affirmative.
The sound of footage being rewound is heard. The rewind stops and plays. From the tape, the interior of a cockpit and the outside of space is heard. It's the recorded footage from the escape of Gordon and Duncan.
Subjects nearing forthcoming wormhole. Accelerated firepower recommended.
Wait, wormhole? They're headed to a wormhole?
Affirmative.
Augustus scoffs.
No, forward, as they're going into wormhole.
Affirmative.
The sound of the footage speeding up.
Subjects penetrating wormhole. Spherical exterior. Subjects lost.
Man,
Subjects pronounced dead. Self-termination. Ideal cause.
no.
Subject's ship has suffered considerable damage prior to escape. The odds of survival are 432,500,766 to 1.
No! He went in there because he found a different solution. I'm sure of it.
The provided evidence does not support your hypothesis. This craft was damaged, and their stasis engines was depleted of energy. Not even their weapons were sufficient.
Wait. Their engines?
Stasis engines were depleted. Remaining energy was transferred elsewhere.
Augustus is quiet, pondering, until
Rewind the footage.
the footage plays back. We hear the same dialogue and ambiances until
There! Stop the footage. Zoom into the ship just entering the wormhole.
the footage stops. A whirring from the computer is heard, along with the zooming, and then
See that? Right as the vessel enters the wormhole, a quick blue energy burst surrounds the ship.
Correlation?
He used what little stasis energy he had to protect themselves from the inside of the wormhole. They're alive.
Hypothesis accepted. Solution: map out known wormholes in chartered database. Monitor with warp vessels.
No. If they're alive, they will come out of that wormhole anywhere or anyone. We can't afford to keep the war vessels out in the open indefinitely, especially if the Republic isn't supposed to know about them.
he takes a moment.
Send our satellites near all known wormholes with Port's ship in mind.
Oh shit, I'm sorry. That was supposed to be Sebastian's.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sorry about that.
let me highlight that then.
Yeah. So unprofessional, guys. I'm so sorry.
Send our satellites near all known wormholes with Port's ship in mind.
Affirmative.
As for Operation June,
Requesting next course of action.
Augustus thinks for a moment.
connect me to one of our drones on that Maridan. There's someone there that I'd like to meet.
Affirmative.
Interior Tilmash Cantina, night. We hear the sound of laughing along with drinks being clinked together. A spacey jazz accompanies.
And then Port opens the door, then a flood of Bartha, crap, Kapazreza.
The whole bar laughs. Churu.
Oh, he's in the booth over there. Dude, look it over there. Reza, come have a drink with the rest of us.
As long as you clean up nice.
The crowd continues to laugh at the lone bounty hunter. Ha ha, very funny. The crowd's laughing quickly ends as the cantina's doors opens and in walks a charter drone with mechanical footsteps and whirring legs. The drone walks to Reza's booth. Another machine. Is that you, Port? Incoming transmission. A static is heard from the drone, and following, the voice of Augustus.
Mr. Malkish, I'm Augustus Roth. Pleased to meet you.
The crowd of patrons whisper to each other in amazement that a philanthropist like Roth would bother with the scum of Malkish. Ooh, what?
I get that a lot. Forgive my absence. I have pressing business that must be attended to on Thyfera, where I'm calling from. But I just need to speak with you.
Lucky me.
Mr. Malkish, I'm here for information about your friend, Duncan Port.
Port, friend. Port.
I've heard he hurt you.
Hurts. I almost had him. Augustus takes a moment.
I understand.
No, you don't. You're up high. King. I've never been where you've been. Not a bad day in your life. Never like me. Augustus chuckles.
I hear you're from Rusan. How do I say that?
Rusan, you got it.
Oh, okay. I hear you're from Rusan. Me too.
Mm.
On Rusan, I had a son. He was, he had this smile, made you want to work hard, so he wouldn't have to grin in a small shack. He deserved a future, so I got a job as a carpenter. Thought it would be enough. It wasn't.
What does that mean, Robot Man?
I was offered a small part in a heist. Big cut, and I took it. Blah, blah, blah. We're found out during the job, and I'm sent to a Rusan mining camp for 4 years.
Reza gulps his drink, clinking it on the table. What about the kid? Augustus takes a moment.
My son was ordered away from me, sent to Coruscant. But on the way, there was an asteroid collision. Oh, hold on. I took that the wrong beat. Okay. But on the way, there was an asteroid collision. The bastards never saw it coming. My son died.
The two are silent for a brief moment.
Those very same men who ordered my boy be taken help build the Republic. Never stood trial, like me.
Sons of bitches.
After my sentence, I worked my way up in charter. Now I'm a rich man. Power, technology, justice. It's finally possible.
Why are you telling me this?
Because you are my kin, and I see the potential in you. The Republic and Port don't.
Reza is quiet. They don't. None of them. These friends of mine, they never cut me a break. I'm not good enough.
This is your chance. Where is Duncan taking the boy, brother?
Reza huffs. They said they were going to Tython.
Tython. Thank you, Reza. I promise you, I'll get them.
The drone starts to walk away until... Wait! I can help. I can hurt Port and your Republic. I promise. The crowd of patrons laugh at Reza.
Reza, maybe if you need a dumpster driver, Mr. Roth.
The crowd continues to laugh and laugh and laugh. Shut up! Quickly, Reza pulls his blasters out of his holsters, aiming them at the crowd and firing. Screams are heard along the falling of multiple bodies. Finally, Reza stops shooting, and all that can be heard is the smoke from his blasters.
You're hired.
Where do you need me?
First, we'll go to my engineers to give you a proper upgrade. After you.
The two walk away, and as the door opens, Roth, what was your kid's name?
His name was June, brother.
The door slams shut behind the two, leaving the stench of killed scum and villainy behind. Black. And in the darkness, the soundless vacuum, a spark of noise can be heard, a rushing sound of air and momentum along with the voices of Gordon and Duncan. However, they're reversed. The sound builds and builds and builds until interior space. Much later, a booming is heard in the middle of space, and out of the impact is the Wayward, shooting out of a new wormhole. The engines can be heard working overtime, breaking down. Exterior Wayward Bridge continuous. The entire bridge is shaking, with alarms blaring and fuses blowing louder than before. Wayward flight stability at 17% integrity and dropping.
You slowed my ship down?
We literally just got shot out from a wormhole. I'm doing what I can.
Another fuse blows out, interrupting the two.
Use the forward thrusters.
What? And use up the fuel? We'll be stranded in the middle of space.
Kid.
A lever is pulled and buttons are hastily pushed. More fuses blown out.
Ah!
Forward thrusters activated. The engines flare up, exhaust is shot from them, churning the whole ship, and finally the momentum slows down along with the vessel. Wayward engines cooling down, ship at full stop. The two catch their breath while in the background, the aftermath of the ship's strain is heard. Steam beeping and the moaning, almost war noise heard from the ship. Gordon is breathing heavily until he throws up.
Oh shit. It's all right. Let it out. Wasn't using that corner anyway.
Duncan pats Gordon's back until
I'm fine.
Right. Well, we're alive.
Luckily.
Not buying that. It's you. You're a genius.
Don't call me that.
the two are quiet. All right.
Oh, all right. I'll take a look at the navigation transmitter. Oh no.
What?
Well, let me put it this way. We're not any closer to Tython.
How far did we end up?
4.5 parsecs away.
Gordon takes a moment.
Great. So about 14.5 light years away? Of course.
But that's not the immediate problem.
What is?
You should probably sit down.
Port.
Duncan is quiet until
It's been about 3 months since we entered the wormhole.
What?
Yeah, 3.
the two are quiet, only accompanied by the sound of a continuously moaning ship.
Okay. 3 months. Not too long. Knew it was going to be a long trip.
Kid.
Sure. Longer trip now. Okay. We can make it.
Kid.
Oh. Jordan, what am I doing?
Gordon?
They're both quiet.
Sit down. Breathe.
Gordon does so. His breathing is high and panicked, but after a moment, each one becomes slower and slower and slower.
We'll figure it out. Status on wayward engine stability.
Stasis energy completely depleted. Wayward engines at 9% efficiency.
9%. Only good for a push. Nearby planets?
Nearest inhabitable planet, Cotelier, 3,298 kilometers west of present position.
Cotelier? So we're in the outer rim? Great.
We could probably just make it to the planet and get repairs. But Tython, I'm not so sure.
Why?
Look, I've put some miles on this ship, but we're talking about 14 light years with a warrant on us. And whatever this hyperdrive is, it's clear they don't plan on giving up. It'll be decades on you asleep while I'm driving us under constant fire.
Gordon takes a moment.
Maybe. Maybe not.
What?
Gordon takes a deep breath, along with a leap of faith. It's time to tell the truth.
Damn it. If you can get us to Cotelier Garage, you'll find out what a hyperdrive is.
Exterior space continuous. The sound of the engines firing up with a broken motif is heard as the Wayward shoots off, but left in the ambience of space is a beeping of nearby satellite. Charter satellite at 42F on notice. Unregistered charter cruiser detected on course to Cotelier, transmitting available data to Thyfera. Interior locus office flash forward. Along with that familiar ambiance, the sound of tea being poured is heard.
Ah, so Kathy and herbal tea. Here you are.
Locus pours some tea into Jill's cup.
I said I was all right.
Trust me, drinking this will make the rest of my story digest easier.
Locus is quiet, waiting for her response.
Not even a chuckle. Okay.
When you were headed to Cotelier, why didn't you tell Duncan exactly what the hyperdrive was? Hadn't he earned your trust yet?
If only I knew.
Locus takes a sip of his tea.
I'm sorry?
I was scared. That's how we were at that age. But now I know sticking with him was a good call.
Why is that?
We're headed to the planet in a nearly dead ship. Neither of us think that we're going to make it. But as I'm looking and Cotelier gets closer, I saw them.
Who?
My inspiration, a school of Purgil.
What's a Purgil?
It's a whale creature that travels through the galaxy. Naturally, it can make the jump to light speed.
We hear the faint sound of whales singing.
Well,
Yeah. On Lorda, my brother and I would spot them swimming in the sky. It's what inspired us to create the hyperdrive.
Jill is quiet for a moment.
oh my God.
What?
Jill scoffs to herself, piecing this information together until she can respond.
No, I've seen those before.
Exterior, Dressel, flashback. We hear the swift movement of sand off the dunes of Dressel, an endless desert.
It was when I was little on Dressel. I ran away.
Why?
There was a rich family that wanted to take me in, save me from my life.
I don't understand why you'd run.
I had family on Dressel, other younglings with no home.
In the distance, we hear the sound of a girl crying by herself, and following, the distant noises of whales once again.
I sat in the sand, digging my hills, and then I just saw them up in the sky. Beautiful.
We hear the sound of a large impact indicating that the Purgle made the jump to Lightspeed.
The suns got me. As I was passing out, they dissipated into the sky. And I always thought they were a hallucination.
Interior, Locus office continuous.
I woke up in the ship, crying as Dressel got smaller.
You never went back, did you?
My parents said they would take me to see them again, but I knew they were lying. And as I grew up, I couldn't help but feel,
Guilty for making it out.
yeah,
Jill cries to herself lightly.
I'm sorry. This is your interview.
Don't be. We can take a break.
No, I'm okay.
Jill takes a moment before her next question. Needing it, she takes a sip from her cup. After her gulp, she places it down.
It is good.
Locus chuckles.
Now, where was I?
Exterior, Cotelier Plains day later. Above the calls of odd birds are heard as the heard as the wind pushes through the sky. The grass flows along with it.
Please, let me pay you. You've been too kind. At least let me help gather your crops.
The alien farmer walks away with mighty stomps left behind. Duncan walks away as well, towards the barn, where the sound of metal being hit by the hammers is heard along with alien buzzsaws cutting into the wayward's exterior. Interior, barn continuous.
Dinner's at 6, and I doubt our host will let you eat in his barn. Already a mess in here.
Surprised you understood him.
Not hard. Just downloaded Cotelier's alphabet from the local net.
Gordon continues his work on the wayward until he's interrupted by the noise of a repair droid.
All right. Now coat the new engine's reaction chamber with a thin layer of coaxium. Don't overflow it. We don't have that much to spare. And be careful when pouring.
The droid flies off to the other part of the ship.
Coaxium? What is that? Like a Meridian brake pedal?
Coaxium is dug up mainly from Kessel. We're lucky that this planet has a few mines of their own.
What's it do?
The coaxium will help push this new hyperdrive into hyperspace. Very powerful stuff. All you need is a drop.
And why does this droid need to be careful when pouring it?
Gordon is quiet.
Hello?
Well, in its raw status, it's pretty volatile.
Volatile.
It needs to be kept at a normal temperature before entering the engines.
Why?
Gordon is quiet again.
It could explode.
Duncan is quiet. All that's heard is the ambience of the barn.
Are you okay?
I'm just working it out. So my ship, this one right here, will be able to make the jump to light speed with your hyperdrive once it's done being installed along with this coaxium that can explode.
If not kept in a stable temperature.
Right. This explosion, how big?
I honestly, I only have estimations, but you'd rather not know.
Huh?
Or who knows? Maybe it's smaller than what you're picturing.
The two are quiet.
Do you just make a joke?
No,
Duncan chuckles a bit.
That's the first time you've kind of smiled since this road trip started.
longer than that for me.
Duncan is quiet until.
Why is that?
I don't know, man. Might cost me 30 more units.
Come on, kid. That at the bar was just for show. The amount of people I ferried from one planet to another. If I was being paid properly, I'd just be making 50,000 units.
And those trips were all because of the goodness of your heart.
No, I got some money for fuel, but I know firsthand what Charter is willing to do to get what they want.
Your medal?
Duncan is quiet until.
70 years ago, Charter was developing cyber pilots. One day they came to Corellia, where me and my wife lived, knocked on everyone's door, demanding volunteers. I said no, so they took her. Tried saving her, then it was my turn.
What happened to her?
Duncan tries composing himself.
Charter tried implementing Carmen. That was her name. Her mind into a human droid hybrid, but they weren't compatible. She was tossed away.
Sorry.
Yeah. But that's why, kid. Charter chooses random people to test on. And when they run, they come to me and I do my best.
The two are quiet, letting the ambiance of machinery and fuses take over until the unthinkable happens.
I lost my brother.
Is that Jordan? When did he die?
Gordon takes a moment.
About a year ago.
That's rough, kid. How did he go out?
Gordon quickly moves away from the subject, activating a control panel where a hologram is activated. The sound of beeping is distinct along with analogs.
These are the schematics for the hyperdrive.
Huh. Wow. Hypermatter particles? Hypermotivator? This is incredible.
Gordon is silent.
You want to go to Tython to destroy this?
Once we get there, we'll uninstall the engine from your ship and take it to the scrapper.
Gordon, wait. I've been a skipper for a while now, okay? I've seen families ripped apart because they needed to run. And they knew they would never see their loved ones again just because of the time it takes to get from one planet to another. Don't you see?
Of course I do.
Then why take this away when it can do some actual good out there?
Because it can do just as much bad. And in Roth's hands, worse.
Don't give it to Roth then. Give it to, I don't know, the Republic.
Oh yeah, problem solved.
They could at least use it to help people directly make first contact with planets that are only stars for us.
The Republic is young, which means they're more likely to take an offer from Charter for the device.
You didn't.
Gordon is quiet, taking in Duncan's point.
Kid, this isn't me being naive. This is me seeing it for years. Children leaving their parents on a planet they're being hunted on, walking out on stasis in a new world, finding out that their mom and dad are long dead.
Gordon sighs.
What you made won't just save time, Gordon.
Gordon takes a moment.
I'm sorry.
Gordon turns off the device and the hologram shuts off. He walks away and his footsteps are long and long. Alone and long.
Wheels up at dawn.
Behind Gordon, the doors to the barn shut. Exterior, Cotelier Plains, night. The night ends with the clicking of alien bugs as wind above gusts. Exterior, Cotelier Plains, morning. And as the night ends, the day begins with the clicking dying down and the winds fading away. Accompanying our morning is the call of an extraterrestrial rooster, and slowly the sound of the wayward engines turning on, along with the footsteps of Gordon and Duncan. Adriga!
Again, thank you.
Kusk.
Sure thing.
Duncan and Gordon walk away towards the ship.
What did he say?
Said to keep you safe.
The two's walking continues, and later the engines of the Wayward fire up, and the ship rises. Dust is heard shooting everywhere, and the wind is violently gusting away. And finally, the ship shoots up into the sky. The sound of the sonic boom is heard throughout Cortellia's plain. Interior Wayward Bridge later. The ship beeps, whirs, and shakes. Clicking of switches can be heard along with the ship's momentum.
Just escaping Cotelier's orbit.
Hyperdrive is set up and primed. Ready to go?
Got my seatbelt on.
Gordon takes a moment, reminded of a similar joke he told his brother.
Please work.
And with a few final clicks, the thrust of a lever, and the hyperdrive making that same churning noise. Oh, boom. The Wayward shoots off, making the jump to light speed. Exterior hyperspace continuous. The rushing Wayward is heard traveling faster than ever before, surrounded by an ambiance of rushing air and speed. Interior Wayward Bridge continuous. The ship is shaking louder than ever before.
What the hell?
Just hold on. We've already passed 2 parsecs.
The ship's momentum is heard and it's booming, louder and louder as the Wayward reaches its destination.
This is ludicrous.
Passing the 3rd, reaching the 4th.
A beeping is heard.
Here.
A lever is pulled and the hyperdrive engines power down. The ship is pulled out of hyperspace and finally, a still ambiance is heard.
Computer, status of coaxium belt.
Coaxium belt integrity maintained.
Oh, thank you.
Duncan accesses the ship's console.
Stardate's the same? Holy shit.
5637 kilometers from current destination.
Destination?
Destination, Tython. Duncan chuckles, astonished that this test worked, astonished that they're alive.
We made it! Kid, we made it!
Gordon is still surprised of his creation's success.
Wow.
Second thoughts?
No.
More beeping is heard along with the clicks of the console. Tython route engaged. Exterior space continuous. The Wayward shoots off towards its destination.
Were you having second thoughts?
All I could think of at that moment was a whole year before.
You were reflecting.
Surprisingly, yeah.
Exterior, Tython day. The Wayward flies through the air, passing different birds and clouds. Its engines are heard roaring through the sky as it soars down. Interior, Wayward Bridge continuous. A beeping is heard.
Scanners are picking up 14 colonies below. Borderline agrarian fields, crops, couple star ports. We should park in. This plane, 3,600 kilometers west.
Did you pick up any charter transponders?
Nope. Looks like we're in the clear. Finally made it, kid. Where dreams come to die.
Exterior, Tython continuous. The ship continues to fly, eventually landing in a field where grass is blown away viciously. As the engine's exhaust lessens and lessens, the Wayward finally lands. The door opens, lowering itself slowly to the ground as gas hisses. Finally reaching the dirt below, the footsteps of Gordon and Duncan follow.
So, which way?
Huh?
This junker, where is he?
The
I
two
don't
are
know.
silent.
I don't know.
You heard about this junker. You didn't hear where he might be?
Let's try one of the colonies.
The two's footsteps are heard once again, moving forward.
Whatever you say.
Exterior, Tython village, day. The sound of a village creeps in. Merchants, customers, and alien creatures such as cattle, poultry, and monkey lizards. Gordon and Duncan approach closer and closer.
Nice place. Food smells good too.
Do you
Do you,
see?
do you see anything that could lead us to him? A sign or something?
Nothing. This place seems too clean to have a junker. Look at these people, robes, braided hair. That one guy looks like he's been meditating for a year. Are you sure it was Tython that had the guy?
Yes. We always heard stories on Lorda about Tython and how people had the power to destroy anything. For good.
Duncan's footsteps stop.
Wait a minute. We came all this way, went through what we did based on a fairy tale you heard?
It's not a fairy tale.
People with powers, able to destroy anything? Are you serious?
I've been serious this whole time. You know what I brought and why I need to get rid of it.
Which is bantha crap on its own. But adding this on top of it, you gotta be kidding me.
Excuse me. Our two heroes are quiet, listening to the soft, very wise, and almost mythic voice of this stranger.
How can we help you, Mr. Monk?
You've come a great way, only to destroy.
Were you listening to us?
I've seen you.
What?
Over lifetimes, I've seen men and women like you come to Tython, looking for the same end. They believe we destroy, but look around you. We live.
What the hell are you talking about?
This object you want to erase, this pain attached to it, it can't be junked.
So, the stories weren't true. You can't help me.
I didn't say that. Follow me. The stranger starts to walk off.
Wait a minute. We didn't come all this way to be handled by some grifter.
I'm glad to hear that, Mr. Port, because I'm the blacksmith. The blacksmith walks away, while Gordon and Duncan are left quiet, astonished by the revelation.
How do you know your name?
I have no idea. Good thing I brought my blaster.
The two follow the stranger. Interior blacksmith hut continuous. Welding tools are heard, along with sparks flying, and the beeping of a droid named Kamon 6. Yes, Kay, we have guests.
Kay?
That little droid over there. Kamon 6. He pilots my orbital freighter. Would you, either of you care for some tea?
What's in it?
The blacksmith chuckles. Gormushu berries, and of course, hints of our newly cut herbs.
Yeah, okay.
You're usually more of a jovial fellow, Mr. Port.
Again, how do you know his name?
I'll tell you how. This guy's either charter or a very talented con man. Jigs up, Mr. Monk. I know that's not his name.
Who are you?
Well, if I were charter, it wasn't very wise of you to follow me here, Gordon. Gordon is silent until...
How'd you know me?
I know about you, Jordan, your last moment with him, and the hyperdrive. He asked you something.
Stop. How could you possibly know that?
I can feel it.
What does that mean?
The blacksmith chuckles softly to himself. Here on Tython, we see the galaxy. All of it.
With telescopes?
No. We see because we are. You, me, the trees, the air. We are the same. I can feel the conflict within you, Gordon. But also the innovation. What you've created is a miracle. The sound of Gordon breathing is heavily is overt.
It's not.
Because of your brother's death.
Careful with the next sentence, Monk.
You're not angry with me, Mr. Port, but with him. You see the potential of his work, but you don't know why he wants to destroy it.
Details are a bit fuzzy, but that's not my business or yours. I get the kid's been through a lot.
No, Duncan. You don't. Not yet.
Everyone is quiet now.
At this point, I owe you the truth.
Exterior, space, flashback. We hear the desolate stillness of outer space, the chilling ambiance.
It was a year ago, during my first test of the drive when Jordan and I made the jump out of Lightspeed.
And then the booming impact of the ship escaping hyperspace. The engines are heard contorting due to the stress. Interior starship continuous. An alarm is raised as beeping steam and the clicks of buttons are blaring. Destination, Yavin, 4,500 kilometers forward. We made it. What's that noise? Oh, and that smell. Gordon.
Oh no.
What is it?
Yeah. The coaxium belt. It burst during the trip. Radiation is leaking from the coolant engines.
That's bad, right?
Well, I ran the scenarios, the calculations. It could blow up at any moment. If it drops temperature too fast, we're done.
We have to slow it down? That's okay. We can We can slow it down, get into the escape pod, and we're good.
It's on the other side of the ship, and the heat has to be expelled manually. We can't both escape unless that's done by a third person. And obviously that's not likely.
The two are silent for a moment, letting the ambiance take over. Well, if that's how it has to be.
What?
Gordon is interrupted by a sucker punch from his brother and is dropped to the floor.
My brother didn't hesitate. I woke up in the escape pod, alone.
Interior escape pod later. The enclosed ambiance of the ship's escape pod is overt, along with the distant and distorted voices from Gordon's memory.
Jordan, where am I?
A knocking on glass is heard, along with Jordan's muffled voice from the other side of it. Gordon, can you hear me?
Jordan? No!
It's okay. Just listen to me. Gordon hyperventilates in the enclosed escape pod, grabbing the latch, pulling on it, grunting as he does. Don't bother, it's deadlocked. Gordon, look at me. You are going to be okay.
Let me out!
No, you said the blast can only be delayed manually. And that's okay. Next time you test this thing, maybe you'll fix that.
Next time? What are you talking about?
I slipped the schematic disc in your pocket. You have to keep this going. You have to, Gordon.
No!
Don't ever stop. Ever. The two are quiet. Can you do that for me?
Jordan.
I love you, kid. And with that, Jordan presses a button, activating the escape pod.
No!
The pod shoots off from the ship into the vastness of space.
I was shot thousands of miles until...
From the distance, a titanic explosion is heard, echoing throughout the cosmos.
the ship burst. Like fireworks.
Interior, Locust office, day flash forward. And instead of the expected ambiance of the blacksmith's hut, we take a moment to reacquaint ourselves with Locust's office.
I'm sorry.
That means a lot, Miss Ra.
I mean it.
Trust me. So do I. And so did they.
Interior blacksmith hut continuous. We hear the ambiance of fields and weld work. Ding. Duncan?
You're muted, Daniel.
Oh shit.
Did you wait, Daniel, you're muted?
What? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We're on
There you
88.
go.
It is tragic?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is tragic. You really been through it.
Yeah. A couple days later, I was picked up by this cruiser owned by Debutantes. Ferried me to Meriden.
That's why you want to destroy it. You think it was your fault that he died.
It was.
Gordon, we used the hyperdrive to get here and it worked beautifully.
We were lucky.
No, the wormhole, the hyperdrive, we survived that. It's not luck. It's you.
Me? It was me who nearly killed us. And it was me who killed Jordan. I'm done.
Gordon is quiet. Jordan doesn't want you to give up.
What?
Your brother, even now, still believes in you.
What are you talking about?
My culture, we believe that life and death are fraternal. And in that, there are still those who have left us physically.
I don't understand.
To put it simply, we continue. And he wants you to do just that.
So you can talk to ghosts. Now, what did I tell you, Gordon? A grifter. Gordon?
Gordon is silent, slowly stepping away, letting out a huge sigh, one that's weighed by his guilt.
I don't want to fail again.
Failure is stopping.
Why are you so keen on helping us?
It is our way.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm still waiting for a good reason to keep my hand off my blaster, monk. You still haven't proven that you're not Charter.
And like that, footsteps rush inside, and the rushed breath of a youngling is heard. Master, master! What is it, young one? Up in the sky! You have to see! And like that, the four of them rush outside. Exterior, Tython village, continuous. We hear the worried yells and calls of alien villagers, along with the crying of children. Our heroes' rushing footsteps follow, but then stop. Oh no.
Duncan.
I see them. 4 charter vessels. War vessels.
Hmm.
I thought you said you didn't pick up any signs of charter in this area.
I didn't. They must have used a different channel and frequency to make contact.
I can feel them. Metal beings. They're here for your ship.
The hyperdrive.
We have to get to Wayward.
Before he can finish his sentence, the impending sound of a fast object is heard from the sky to the village, and it grows closer and closer and closer. Clear the village! And then, boom, it was a bomb, one that disrupts everything, causing major rubble, along with the screams of those on the ground. Gordon and Duncan both fall to the ground, grunting as they do. The metal body of K-Mon 6 screams when launched. Ah, my arm. Youngling, get the villagers away to the far fields of Mopasku. What of the other masters? They're to heal the injured.
We can help.
No, you and Duncan are on a different path. Run to your ship, save your device, realize its true purpose.
Monk, your people need all the help they can get.
My people can defend themselves just fine, Mr. Pork. Trust me. Go. Reluctantly, the two run off, leaving the blacksmith and his mysterious people to this battle. Exterior, Tython fields, continuous. We hear the two running, grunting, as they pass different crops in the fields of Tython.
Come on.
I'm right behind you.
And behind them, the sound of incoming starships is heard, flying fast.
Port.
Charter war buses. They're headed right for the ship.
The two's footsteps are faster, faster and faster until, boom, the Wayward is shot by the buses and is destroyed. Our heroes are stopped in their tracks.
My ship.
They destroyed the hyperdrive engine.
And from behind the two, a familiar, sinister, and cybernetic voice is heard. Not exactly.
Huh?
And like that, Gordon is hit by a droid's punch. He yells as he's tossed to the ground.
What the? Who the hell are you?
Don't you recognize me, Port? The cybernetic footsteps are heard approaching, along with a voice that is transmitted through a droid. It is the voice of Reza.
Reza? You're a droid?
That's right. All right, Gordo. I'll be taking those schematics. Reza walks up to the Gordon, grabbing him.
No.
Let him go.
Reza pulls out his blaster, letting the noise of it charging up be heard clearly. One more step, you get shot, and his neck turns into my own personal stress ball. Throw the blaster down, Port. Duncan takes the blaster out of his holster and chucks it to the ground. Good boy. Reza grabs the disc from Duncan. Downloading hyperdrive schematics is estimated completion 2 minutes.
Damn it.
Reza chuckles. Like the new duds? Courtesy of Augustus Roth himself.
You let them do this to you? Strip away your body and encase your brain into this thing?
I didn't let them do anything to me. I allowed them to make me better.
That's what I just said, you idiot.
Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah? I'm the idiot? I'm fully upgraded. Better than you ever were. And no one tells me what to do. Not you, the others, not Roth. A transmission pulls through Reza's circuitry. It's Augustus.
Reza, do you have the hyperdrive?
Along with the schematics. Downloading now.
And get back to the war vessels and oversee installation immediately. I need you here at Coruscant within 5 hours.
But I have port here in my crosshairs. I've been waiting for this.
Now!
The transmission cuts off. Yes, brother. The now droid turns around, slowly walking away, leaving the two. But behind, the sound of Duncan chuckling to himself is heard. What's so funny?
Some things don't change. Still underwild thinking you're on top. I see.
Shut up.
It's just so expected. New body, new weapons, but still soft little Reza inside.
I'm warning you.
Warning me? Look at you. You're not even allowed to enjoy the win. Despite all this, you're beating me. Just proves that you're still low level.
As Reza yells, he shoots Duncan, causing him to fall to the ground, groaning in pain. Sparks are heard blowing from his circuitry. Reza's footsteps are heard as he approaches closer and closer to port. When arriving, he stops and aims his blaster right to him. How's this for a win? I take these schematics to Roth. We install them in his legions of war cruisers and conquer every planet we can find. Because guess what? We have a tool that will give us the automatic edge.
And you think the Republic is just gonna let you do this?
The Republic? Coruscant's the first on our hit list.
What? Why? Too many parking tickets?
No. Just too many people there like you.
So, what are you saying is we need to get there before you?
What?
There's a reason you don't give away your entire plan.
And from behind, another familiar voice is heard. That reason would be me. Huh? And suddenly, the iconic sound of a weapon of elegance, the burning spark that leads to the soothing hum. The blacksmith ignites his own lightsaber, cutting Reza's body open. Reza's yelling is distorted, for he is a virtual being. The droid's wiring is blown and circuits busted. The metal encasing falls to the ground with a few beeps left. And that's left. All that's left is the ambiance of the fields, the fire, and the humming lightsaber.
Ow.
Gordon, you okay?
Yeah, just dislocated. You were shot.
He only hit the metal parts. So, when you said you could defend yourself, you weren't kidding.
I'll leave the jokes to you. The blacksmith turns off his lightsaber, letting the blade fall back into the hilt. Duncan gets up, helping Gordon. We can heal you both back at the village. Their forces have fallen back to the sky.
They haven't left yet, though?
No, but they will soon. Roth said that they needed the ships to meet him at Coruscant within 5 hours.
But did Reza upload the schematics fully?
Interrupting their conversation, the distorted last breaths of Reza's drone. Hyperdrive schematics uploaded. And like that, the droid is disabled, powering down.
That answers that.
You must rest.
No, just pop my shoulder back in. Up there, for 4 giant vessels, they're going to be installing the hyperdrive immediately. Probably started already since they're on the clock.
You're not thinking of fighting them.
No, but we need to get to Coruscant first. Warn the Republic about Roth's assault. Only way we're getting there is with the hyperdrive.
Hold on. They took the schematics and the engine itself. How are we getting there?
All the information is up here. I just need tools, a garage, and a craft.
Well then, you can use my ship and take Game On with you.
Thank you.
Wait a second, kid. This idea of yours is life or death. I'll go alone. You can stay.
No. All I've done for this past year is run from everything. I'm here now. We both are.
Duncan chuckles.
All right, let's get to work.
We hear the sound of machinery, droids beeping, and the hammering of steel. It's all ambient and ongoing in the background.
The bad guys had the hyperdrive. Wasn't that your worst nightmare come true?
Of course.
So, at that point, what kept you going?
It wasn't the guilt. That was fading. And it wasn't the fear, which is crazy considering what we were up against.
What was it?
It was my friend.
Duncan?
He reminded me a lot of Jordan. The whole time, part of me knew he was right.
The two are quiet, and Locust takes a deep breath.
Me, you, we all people like that.
We all have people, sorry.
We all have people like that who leave those impressions on us.
Sounds like a good guy.
Good. Stubborn.
Exterior Tython Fields day. We hear the buildup of engines from the blacksmith's ship along with the crops nearby blowing due to the vessel's exhaust.
I don't think excited is the word I would use. Did you double check the power cup links like I asked?
This is a ship. I think he knows how to do simple maintenance.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Is installation of the new hyperdrive complete?
Beep, beep. Oh, sounds like you're ready to go.
Yeah, with 40 minutes left to spare. Thank you again for making me see clearly.
You should be thanking yourself, Gordon. We here on Tython just hope.
Right.
You know, we could use one of those laser swords, Monk.
I have something better for you, Mr. Port. The blacksmith approaches Duncan slowly, and all that is heard, whispering, and then Port's demeanor changes.
What?
Trust me. Good luck, boys, and take care of Kay. The blacksmith walks away, and Gordon approaches Duncan.
What did he whisper to you?
He brought up my wife.
What? How did he know about her?
I don't know.
Well, what did he say?
He said you can rest easy knowing that Carmen is one with the Force.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
As the ambience of Tython's fields fade away, we hear the sound of our hero's new ship zooming off into the sky. Exterior, space continuous. The ship flies on out to the outer edges of Tython's exosphere. Interior, Kaimon ship continuous. We hear the sound of beeping from Kaimon, along with the ship's momentum. The engines are pushing it along.
Pretty snug in here.
Pew!
I'm not complaining.
Entering Tython's exosphere, and there are the war vessels. Let's run through the plan again.
We had a plan?
Yeah. We go to Coruscant, we're in the Republic, then
Yeah, that's not a plan.
okay, let's just take the first step. See where it goes from there. Okay, is the hyperdrive motivator activated?
Beep.
That's yes.
All right, let's do this. Activate coaxium suppressor, turbines to speed, and in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And at that moment, we hear the sound of 4 large impacts from the outside. It's the charter vessels making the jump to Lightspeed.
What the? They all made the jump? They're in hyperspace.
Then so are we.
And with the pull of a lever, the engines flare up and the ship shoots off. Kaimon's screams is heard, echoing through the distances of space. Exterior hyperspace continuous. The 4 war vessels shoot off in the tunnel of Lightspeed. Their engines are heard roaring along with their size. Interior Kaimon ship continuous. The ship rattles as it travels faster than the speed of light. The pursuit is on.
It took me 4 hours to put together a small hyperdrive that's just functioning. How the hell did they install the engine so quick?
Those war cruisers aren't just filled with battle drones. They have huge garages and nearly unlimited resources.
Just not fair.
Interior charter war vessel bridge continuous. We hear a cleaner, more stable ambiance. Steps of drones are heard along with the calculating communication between machines.
Drive stability at 90%. Damage taken from initial jump, non-substantial.
ETA to Coruscant.
Arrival estimated in 4 minutes and 37 seconds.
A notification is heard, a small beeping.
What's that noise?
Notification. Tythonic orbital craft 40 kilometers behind war vessels 2 and 3, closing in on rudders.
What? How could it possibly be catching? Locust.
Subsequent course of action requested.
Shoot them. I don't need any distractions when we begin our assault.
Confirmed. Firing initiated.
And with the press of a button, the war vessels cannons charge. Interior Kaimon ship continuous. A small beeping is heard.
I'm getting rising heat signatures coming from all 4 of the warship. Watch out!
Exterior hyperspace continuous. The sound of incoming and fast lasers is overt, along with the cannons of the ships firing. The blasts just missed the ship. Interior Kaimon ship continuous.
Evasive action.
A lever is pulled, lifting the ship, and the thrust is well heard. Exterior, hyperspace, continuous. The ship is heard, dodging and moving quickly, dodging the continuing blasts. Interior, came on ship, continuous.
We can't keep this up. We have to eject from hyperspace.
No, we're almost there. We can make it.
Kid, they're going to hit us if we don't stop.
And like that, a boom is heard, along with Kamon yelling.
We're hit. Get us out.
Fine.
The lever is pulled and the ship is ejected from Lightspeed. The engines power down and the bridge stops rattling as much, and the sound of sparked fuses is heard.
Okay, how are we looking?
Beep, beep.
We're barely flying in one piece, but somehow the hyperdrive is still working.
All right, we can make repairs, but they have to be quick.
Interior, Augustus's ship, bridge, continuous. We hear a different ambiance, the playing of classical and alien music. The steps of charter drones can be heard, along with the sipping of tea.
Target successfully hit. Ejected from hyperspace.
Augustus takes one last sip.
Very good. Estimated arrival.
Arrival in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
A beeping is heard, signaling the war vessel's arrival, and 4 giant impacts are heard from outside of Augustus's ship. The impact is felt, shaking Augustus to his core.
Wow.
Is that me?
Yeah, no, that's Sebastian.
Oh, that's still me. Sorry. Welcome to Coruscant, gentlemen.
Incoming transmission from Republic Security Chief.
Put them through.
And as the static breaks through, the voice of a Republic security chief breaks through.
This is Head of Security representing the Republic of Coruscant. All your ships are to lower their shields and state your business.
This is Augustus Roth of the Charter Corporation. Relay this message to your government below. I'm waiting.
For what?
Chief, I have 4 state-of-the-art war cruisers with multiple cannons aimed 7,250 feet below, and a very special device that will ensure my victory. I'm waiting for their surrender.
Exterior, hyperspace continuous. Kamon's ship travels fast, speeding past stars of other stars. Yeah. Interior, Kamon ship continuous. We hear that familiar ambiance.
And we made it. Coruscant.
Pulling us out of hyperspace.
With the pull of a lever, the hyperdrive powers down and the ship's speed lowers. The impact of the ship's arrival is heard. Beep.
Very big ships. Okay, we're here. They were the first. What's the next step of the plan?
And after a moment of silence, Gordon snaps his fingers.
Got it. Look, you still have to access to Carter's local net, right?
More or less.
Then you could probably access files on their plan. What they're actually going to do with Coruscant.
Worth a shot, at least.
And we hear the mechanized workings of Duncan's cyborg mind.
Operation June?
What's that?
Their plan. Roth is in his luxury cruiser with which is currently landing in Vessel 1. There he commands the other 3. He'll order the ships to send probe droids with EMPs all over the surface, and in unison, they'll activate.
Causing a global blackout. Coruscant is nothing but cities. It'll be chaos.
But wait, there's more. Each war vessel is equipped with the hyperdrive. So once they're done here,
they'll go to as many planets as they want. Why would he do this?
He's crazy. What can we do about it?
If I were on one of the ships, I could possibly disable the hyperdrive engines and transmit the immobilized data through the war vessel's shared servers. But we'd still have to get on and, not die.
Beep, beep.
That's not a bad idea. Kay could cover for us by speaking with the drones, letting us in. Could say we're sanitation or something.
Sanitation on a 99.9% droid ship?
Okay, it doesn't have to be sanitation.
Beep.
Yes, it can be engineering.
That still leaves us with the EMP problem.
we get in there, I can disable that.
You sure?
Kid, every ship has a self-destruct button.
Exterior space continuous. We hear the beeping of Kamon along with the thrust of our hero's vessel deeper and deeper to the darkness of their final battle. Interior, Augustus's war vessel, docking bay, continuous. There are multiple drones lifting machinery, walking back and forth, accessing control panels.
Amon, engineering class freighter requests docking permission on War Vessel 1.
No engineering requests have been submitted on 2 local garage ports.
The services are complimentary. Kamon, engineering class freighter establishes service on the house.
We hear a clicking as the computer registers the given data. Docking permission granted. A beeping is heard, and the local shields are uplifted. The sound of Kamon's ship entering the bay is loud, as if its presence was meant to notify Augustus himself of our hero's arrival. Remaining drones clearing docking bay. Finally, the ship lands, and soon enough, the door opens to the sound of charter drones approaching. As the steam hisses and the door lays on the floor below, the drone's blasters are charged at the ready.
Identify.
Silence. Identify. Once more, silence, but soon enough. Beep, beep. As Kamon introduces himself, both drones blasters lower their charge, but suddenly 2 blasts from Duncan. The virtual and horrific moaning from both drones is heard as they fall to the ground.
I identify.
The drones power down, and rushed footsteps are heard from the ship. They're of Gordon and Duncan.
I'm Duncan. That's Gordon. We're here to blow up your ships.
Beep.
If you're scared, go back in the ship.
Beep, beep. Kamon rolls on back into the ship, closing the door behind.
We need to hurry to the bridge. That's where Roth will have access of the other war vessel's hyperdrive data.
What makes you think that?
He wouldn't leave anyone else in charge of this. Have some faith.
Faith. That's new.
Duncan's machine mind whirs and stirs as he pulls out the ship's map.
Bridge is on the 3rd structure. An elevator's right around that corner. But we'll be seen right when we get up there.
Gordon ponders.
How about the stairs?
The 2 are silent. Interior stairway later. The echoing footsteps of the large stairway is present, along with the exasperated breathing of both Gordon and Duncan.
How much farther?
Just 5 more levels.
You nerf herder.
Interior Augustus's ship bridge continuous. A notification beeping is heard.
Does that mirror you, Julius?
What, can you not hear me?
Is that you or me? Because
That's
right
you,
here it
bro.
says, oh, okay. Incoming transmission from the Republic's High Command.
Supreme Chancellor.
Negative. A Republic official named Valorum.
Augustus is quiet until he manages a grunt.
Are they not taking this seriously? Put them through.
A blip indicates the transmission having started.
Now hear this. As in like, hear H-E-R. Okay. Now hear this, Mr. Valorum. This republic crumbles today, no matter how legitimate you find my threats. If you think I'm not a man of my word, you'll be pleasantly surprised by then destroyed. But not by me, by your own failings as a government.
On the other side of the room, we hear a door creak open.
Finally made it.
Stairs are more than unnecessary.
Shh, there he is.
Your planet of civility will be plunged into a new dark age, and the Republic will be all that's left to blame. Every wall torn down, break by break, from the people you claim to protect. But you ask me why? Because you don't know what it's like to lose. Because you've bought and paid all the players on the board. Because you took my son.
Augustus stops his rant, catching his breath. The broadcast is still open, leaving a white noise until a Republic official responds. I'm sorry it never reached out.
What?
I should have.
Who is this?
Dad. The tone of the room changes.
What did you say?
It's me. June. The Republic official is revealed to be the son of Augustus, June.
What the hell?
I'm gonna make my way to the main console.
No.
Gordon stops speaking to avoid suspicion as Duncan lightly steps towards Roth's side of the room.
Hide behind the computers.
No, this is. You're not my son. My son died.
That's what they told you. I heard that later.
Enough. June is dead. You are not him.
On Rusan, you'd make me blue milk with Corvo cookies for my birthday. And when Mom died, you sang to me every night. You sang about how I'd be safe.
How could you know that?
It was me, Dad. Duncan's steps grow closer.
There.
A single beeping is heard from a charter drone.
Movement.
Shit.
Yo, Angel, you gonna say shit or what?
I said it. I did say it.
Oh, you
Shit.
did?
I think this is enough.
Shit times 3.
The beeping grows more consistent as the drone scans the room.
June?
Yeah, it's me.
Son, it's been so long. Why did I never hear from you?
I was afraid of you. They told me you were a criminal and that you died. Then, as years passed, I forgot what you looked like. When Charter came out, I saw the new head of the company and he looked familiar. I'm sorry.
June.
Dad, please don't do this. There are families down here. I know the Republic isn't perfect, but it is doing its best. I promise you.
I don't.
The drone's beeping grows louder, as do Duncan's grunts.
Almost there.
June.
The beeping is now red hot.
Intruder found. Transmission terminated. Initiating Operation June.
The transmission to June and the Republic is shut down.
Huh?
No!
Don't!
The rushing footsteps of Gordon, Augustus, and Duncan aren't quick enough as the charter drone accesses the ship's console. With buttons pushed and sights targeted, Operation June is initiated. Exterior space continuous. From the war vessels, we hear the ship's doors opening as drones are shot right out, and they speed off towards the planet. Their soaring towards oblivion is haunting. The horror to come feels nearer and nearer. Interior, Augustus's ship bridge continuous. All that's left is the still ambiance and the shocked breathing of Augustus.
Why? Why would you do that? I didn't order to initiate.
Prime directive was to ensure Operation June's initiation, especially while under threat of cancellation.
But before the robot can finish his sentence, Duncan pulls out his blaster, shooting the droid.
I've heard enough. As for you,
Port? Wait.
And like that, a smack right to Augustus's face. He grunts as he falls to the floor. A continuous barrage of punches follows.
my wife wasn't enough, was she? You had to take the whole other world, huh?
Duncan, stop.
Gordon manages to pull Duncan away from Augustus, who's recovering from the beating, breathing heavily and spitting blood.
It's over. It's done.
No, it's not. Roth, how do we stop this?
You can't. The EMP is set for detention. No matter what.
We hear the room, the still room, the beeping, the breathing, the defeat, until
The detonation. Gonna blow.
Gordon snaps his fingers.
But where?
What?
The direction. If they're gonna blow up, couldn't we aim them somewhere else?
Looking into their algorithm.
We hear the whirring from Duncan's cybernetic brain.
30,000 drones flying down. But I have a hold of their directional matrix. Where do I send them?
Here.
Roth slowly gets up, grunting while doing so.
Bring them back to the ships. There's only metal here. No harm done.
30.
30,000 drones on 4 massive war vessels, and you think there won't be any damage. The ships will just drift until they get caught up into Coruscant's orbit, and then you'll really leave an impact.
Not if the ships are long gone. The hyperdrive. Bring back the drones and then shoot them off to the middle of the galaxy.
It's possible. We have about 15 minutes to do this.
Setting the ship's new quadrants now.
Gordon makes his way to the main console, typing in coordinates for the ship to shoot off to.
Duncan, bring them back to the ships.
On it.
The whirring continues. Exterior Coruscant sky continuous. The 30,000 drones shoot down, passing strong winds and clouds. That is until a beeping is heard in them, at which point they all stop their pace. New heading established, proceeding towards charter war vessels 1 through 4. And like that, the drones all over the planet shoot back up to the sky, beat back into space. Interior Augustus's ship bridge continuous.
Drones are starting to pack back up.
Good. Quadrants are set.
What's wrong?
Just realized that his plan only works if someone stays behind to monitor all 3 ships' hyperdrive levels.
What? They were piloted here by drones? We can program them to do it again.
We don't have time for that. I'll stay.
Kid, when those EMPs go off, everything in these ships shuts down, including life support. You're not an option.
I know the hyperdrive the most. I'm the best judge on this.
No, Gordon. I'm staying.
Oh, wow. What a hero.
My son is down on that planet. I am not letting anything happen to him.
You are not getting out of this that easy.
He's right. You were a cold, vengeful, egomaniac. But I understand your guilt. You'll see your son again, Roth. I'm staying.
The room is quiet until Operation June drones restocked in full aboard chartered war vessels 1 through 4. More silence until
All right, kid. It's your plan. If this is how it ends, it's how it ends.
Thank you. Okay. I'll contact K-Mon.
But before Gordon can finish his sentence, a charge is heard from a blaster and zap. Gordon is shot, and as he gasps, he falls to the ground unconscious.
What did you do?
Relax, prick. It's set on stun. Take him to our droid's ship down in the hangar bay. Gonna be mad as hell when he wakes up.
The ambiance slowly fades away. A familiar room tone fades in. Interior K-Mon ship later. That same enclosed space of K-Mon's ship is heard, along with the groaning of the waking Gordon.
Ow.
Beep, beep.
What did he say?
Duncan responds, but through the ship's communications channels, static is heard.
Said, good morning.
What? Duncan, where are you?
Still on the bridge.
No, not again.
It's okay, kid. At this point, you should be flying down through Coruscant's atmosphere. I downloaded as much of the hyperdrive data as I could. I'll be able to keep an eye on the levels. How much time we got, Roth?
60 seconds until EMP blast.
Don't do this.
I'm just following your brother's example. Smart guy. Smarter than he probably gave himself credit for.
Duncan, the machine part of you that's kept you alive this long is automatically going to shut down when that EMP goes off. You're going to die.
I know, kid. But I have her to look forward to.
Gordon is silent. All that's heard is the sad and robotic moaning of K-Mon.
Trust me.
Before you go, Mr. Port, I'm sorry for it all.
In the end, I was a man, Roth. Not yours.
Oh, God. Duncan, I'm sorry for this.
No more guilt, Gordon. Just get back into the garage and do your thing. Make your brother proud.
Gordon is stuck in this small ship, taking deep breaths.
That's my cue. Making the jump to Lightspeed in 5, 4, 3, 2, and liftoff.
Exterior space continuous. The forge large impacts heard signify the charter vessels successfully making the jump to Lightspeed. Interior came on ship continuous. Came on moans again, saddened by the sacrifice. It's quiet for a moment after.
He's gone. Where are the ships headed?
Just near Corellia. His home.
Interior, Augustus's ship bridge continuous. The ship rumbles as hyperspace passes.
Almost there. Come on. Carmen, baby, I'm almost there.
And amongst the unstable ambiance, the ghostly voice of the blacksmith is heard. She knows, Mr. Port.
That you, Monk? Back with those spooky swindlers tricks.
Always, son. In distress, Duncan manages a slight chuckle.
Tell me, she looking forward to seeing me again?
More than anything.
All right, let's do this.
Duncan pulls a lever, and the ships are pulled out of hyperspace. The room is silent and calm.
Corellia? Been a while.
Operation June blast in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And like that, 4 massive electrical surges are heard blasting in the middle of space. And then, silence. For a while.
How did you know the set the quadrants for Corella?
Interior Locus Office Day. The office white noise is back.
Pardon?
You didn't know that Duncan would sacrifice himself like that. How come you chose to send the war vessels just outside of his home world's orbit?
Was the only planet I could think of.
How did you feel when Duncan did that for you?
Locus takes a deep breath before responding.
I thought that I would feel the same way that I did when Jordan died. I mean, the circumstances were almost beat for beat, but I felt pride for both of them.
Do you think it was growth?
Whatever it was easier.
That's good.
Yeah.
So what happened when you got down from Coruscant?
Oh, well, that.
Exterior Coruscant Republic Center Day. We hear the ambiance of the planet full of cities, thousands of people, flying vehicles, and a nice touch of wind. Kaymon's ship lands, and while doing so, we hear the excited beeps coming from the ship.
The planet below was pretty shaken up about what happened above, which is why we went directly to the Republic capital of Coruscant, where we were met by about 20 guards in Roth's kid.
The ship's doors open, letting out hissing gas, and the footsteps of Gordon and Augustus walk out.
I hereby surrender myself and assets to the high. Oh, God, sorry.
It's
I
okay.
hereby surrender myself and assets to the High Republic of Coruscant. Do you accept?
I do, Dad. Take him. We hear the sound of cuffs being placed on Roth's hand.
Good job, son.
The guards take Augustus Roth away to his punishment.
Press showed up not too long after. June was good enough to hide me from all of that. Met with him in his office a couple hours later.
Interior June office later. Along with the high-altitude flying cars and air conditioning, we hear Kaymon's beeps in the official boardroom of the Republic. The door opens with the footsteps of June following. Finally got him leave. Never do an interview with over 30 journalists, Gordon.
I'll keep that in mind.
By the way, I'm sorry about your friend. You did a great service for Coruscant.
Was it worth it, though? Sounds like your dad was right about a couple parts of the Republic.
June is quiet until... We're not perfect. Men who took me from my father weren't perfect. I know this. It's why I fight every day to keep the Republic from turning into what my dad feared. And as for your friend, I checked his records. Sounds like he helped whoever, wherever. So to him, it probably was worth it. Gordon ponders June's words. Then he chuckles softly.
Yeah.
By the way, just came from the Supermax facility we have here. Talked to my father. He wanted me to give you this. We hear June handing the disc of schematics to Gordon.
My schematics.
For this Hyperdrive I've heard about. Sounds incredible. I heard you wanted to destroy it?
I did.
That's too bad. We could have done some great work together.
What do you mean?
Well, the Republic's obtained all my father's assets, including charter. We're going to recycle what's left of the technology, vehicles, a new age of transport. You had been great help. Gordon was quiet. Anyway, it was good meeting you, Gordon. Get home safe. And as June walks away, Kamon chirps hysterically.
Mr. Valorum,
Yes?
Duncan wasn't the only one who helped me realize that destroying these schematics would do more harm than good in the galaxy. There's a group on Tython. These wizards. They helped me. If we work together, use this hyperdrive so that the Republic could meet them, they could help more people.
What's their name?
I don't know.
Not the best salesman, are you?
No. I invent things.
Okay. But are you sure about this? After everything you've been through?
June. Failure is stopping.
Kamon chirps with excitement, and the ambiance of the office fades away. Interior, Locust office day.
And that was that.
Shit.
Mackenzie?
What's it feel like today?
She's invested.
Yeah. What's it feel like to save the day?
Sleep.
Jill chuckles.
Finally got that out of you.
Didn't see that coming. Well, I think that's all I need. Very entertaining story, Mr. Locust.
You're leaving?
Unless you remember where you know me from.
Locust is quiet.
My publisher will notify your desk when the article is out.
We hear Jill stand up out of her seat, collect her things, and start to walk off.
Oh, and thanks for the tea.
Yeah.
The door opens and Jill walks out. When the entrance closes, Locust breathes in and lets out a sigh of regret.
Now.
Interior, Locust's hallway, continuous. The door to Locust's office opens.
Ms. Zara.
Jill's walking stops.
Yes.
There is something else.
Exterior, Locust veranda, later. We hear the gusts of wind, the speeding of flying crafts.
You certainly know the spots to take a girl to.
It's kind of perfect, isn't it?
Yeah. This interview, I didn't expect it to go where it did.
Where's that?
Here. I haven't opened up this way in years. It's always just been someone else's story, one after another.
Well, you are a good listener.
They're both quiet, letting the wind settle them in.
The reason I wanted to do this interview wasn't because I needed attention or need people to know me. Honestly, it was for you.
Me? I don't understand.
This is gonna be a lot.
Mr. Locust, what are you talking about?
You and I have met before, Miss Zara, and I know exactly where and when it was.
Silence once again.
After my brother died and I was saved by that debutante ship, I met someone, a little girl that was just picked up from Dressel.
The ambiance of Coruscant fades out as the room tone of a spaceship creeps in. A little girl's crying can be heard.
It was in the cargo area she was hiding from, I guess, the emptiness. I asked for her name, and I remembered it. She told me that she was sad to leave her family behind, and she was surprised to hear that I was going through something similar.
The ambiance of Coruscant returns.
Oh my God.
Jill breathes in and out as she tears up.
We traveled together for 5 days, but right before I was dropped off at Meriden, we promised each other to let go.
Of the guilt.
Locust chuckles.
Yeah,
I was you. How did you find me?
I've looked for years. and years. And now I can tell you that whenever the guilt came back, remembering you flushed it all away.
But why not tell me before the interview?
Needed you to know my story and how I got back to you. Plus, I love a good challenge, and nothing is harder than making you laugh.
The two laugh.
Gonna give me a hug or what?
The two do so, chuckling into each other's shoulders. And entering the scene as a favorite, we hear the familiar beeping of our little K-Mon 6. Hey.
Ah, I'd love you to meet my good friend K-Mon 6.
I've heard a lot about you.
Beep.
He's happy to hear it. You got those new schematics for me?
Beep. A lever is pulled, and ejecting from K-Mon is a new disc.
A new disc.
A new invention. Took some inspiration from my old friend. Anyway, Kay and I were going to go to the opening night of the new Tithonic Temple downtown, but I think I got a better idea.
Oh, really?
How would you like to go to see Dressel again?
Jill chuckles.
Really?
Yeah, you're talking to the creator of the hyperdrive, Miss Ra. You can be back home in less than an hour.
Jill chuckles again.
Well, I just got off work, so I'm free.
The two walk off alongside K-Mon, who hums to himself.
So, these new schematics, anything you can scoop me in on?
Ever the reporter.
You said it was based off Duncan.
Mm-hmm. Human and cyborg relations. It's a protocol droid. Gonna send them everywhere. We'll be able to speak with anyone.
How many languages?
I was thinking 6 million, but that might not be enough.
That sounds exciting, Mr. Locust.
Miss Ra, do me a favor. Call me Gordon.
The two continue to talk and laugh as they walk away deeper and deeper into our tail's end. We hear a ship rising and flying off. K-Mon's beeping is heard one final time. The engines flare as the stars extend and boom. Lightspeed is reached. And like that, the story was over. The end.
What the fuck?
Where's the clapping at?
Yeah, that was great.
Good job, everyone. Good job, everyone.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Holy
Down.
shit!
Dang, dude.
C-3PO!
Dang.
Jedi's! Jedi's!
Jedi!
Oh man, the sound, like it was all I could hear when the lightsaber comes on. It's just boom.
Right? Right?
Damn
Yeah,
you
well,
for putting
it's
in
all-
fucking Jedi's, all right? That shit was badass.
It's so well visualized, like through the description. Like I remember reading it for the first time and I was like, yes, like the fact that like you could see it all in your head
Yeah.
is a good indicator that you have a really good and fun script.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's good. I loved it. It was great. It's lots of fun.
Yeah, well, that was the first table read. Definitely, everyone, we're going to be, I don't know if we're going to go through it again all together. I know the first person I plan on recording with very soon is Mackenzie, because I only have a limited amount of time with Mackenzie. So we're going to get her stuff taken care of first as a priority. Everyone else, yours is also a priority. Don't think it's not. But please look over the material, because when that happens, I'm sure it'll become much more natural. It'll come very. I'm curious how Brian's going to react to it when he and I go through it. And it was fun. I'm glad you guys were able to do this. This was nerve-wracking to say the least, but I'm glad we got through it.
Yeah, it was a blast. It was really nice meeting every single one of you. It's so much different, just reading it between me and Julius and actually hearing all the voices come in and
Me
bringing
reading
these
all of
characters
it.
to life. Yeah, exactly.
This
This was fun, man. This was fun. What a privilege it is, Julius. Thank you for putting us in the Star Wars universe, even if it's for fun. Like it's
Hell
dope,
yeah.
you
That
know.
was
Like
awesome.
Oh,
we
it's
we
so
we
dope.
we can officially say that we're in the Star Wars universe. You
Mhm.
know, whether we make a dime on it or not. Like it's all about the passion and the creativity,
Mhm.
and it inspires me to put my own stuff out there. So
Same.
so awesome, guys.
I
Yeah,
don't care if I'm a bartender. I'm in the Star Wars universe, man.
Yeah, Justin, your voice was hilarious, man.
So
That
Loved
was
it.
great.
so
That's
good,
great.
bro. You did so good. Like it was so funny because like the extras were so funny. Like it felt like you're watching. Like if you close your eyes, you could hear Star Wars. Like the fools that were or David, how he was like the just the guy on the PA. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if it's his Zoom or his voice, but it sounded like literally like the guy. And then like the bartender sounded like literally like you're sitting in a cantina. Like
Yeah.
Shit.
I like it.
It's dope.
It was
Yeah.
dope. Yeah.
I'm glad I recorded this because I'm definitely going to be going through it to have some notes for everyone, including myself. Just everyone's going to have some. I mean, try acting next time. You know.
Try
I will.
acting.
I will.
But you guys did great, I think. How did it feel while reading it? Was it some concerns you guys have? What are the immediate thoughts so I can write?
I just think this helped a lot because, now I know the whole story. It's crazy, intense. But now I kind of know like throughout the beats, like what I'm gonna feel later or before, and then
Mhm.
also it helped. Like I saw some things where I need to read them. Like I know I'm gonna have to reread them in practice. So this was good because I know exactly where like I highlighted some spots like okay I need to practice this part and yeah, and hearing all the voices was great. This was super fun. Thank you, Julius,
Of
for
course.
putting me in Star Wars. Is so freaking dope. But
It's
yeah,
a dream
the
come
nods
true.
are so dope too. I love the nods that you put in there. Is so great because they're not. It's not like littered with fan service. So then when it hits you like the droid stuff, nothing crazy, right? But it's just like oh protocol droid. You're gonna learn a lot of language. Everyone fucking knows what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Everyone knows C3P. That's the beginning of C3PO. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy. I thought the same way too. I'm like reading it and it's its own story, It's about
Own
this
story.
kid, learning to overcome his guilt and along with others, even through Jill or through your character Port as well. Like I just love that it's about overcoming guilt, moving forward, never stopping, because that's failure, All these great little lessons that we learn, but also throwing in the rest of the puzzle pieces that we all know and love, which comes in the future. It was just a really great an innovative way of doing it, Julius.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. And Python, that was so
Yeah.
crazy cool.
Python.
Let's go.
Python. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, I freaked. I freaked when I was like, inventor, 6 million languages, a protocol droid. I was like,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, that's why I lost my mind. I was like, what? Because this is the first time I'm reading the whole thing. You know what I mean? So there's so many bombs that I was like, wait, what? That
Yeah.
fool.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
I saw it. I saw it in your eyes as I was
Yeah.
reading it out. I was like, yes. When's it gonna click for him?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That was so dope. That was dope, man. This is awesome. So much fun. Thank you, people. Thank you, everybody.
Well, thank you, Sebastian. How about Sebastian McKenzie? I'd like to hear from since they're
Dude, the villain. Let's go.
I feel everything was said really nicely. I liked to just get more meat on my character
Mhm.
and see how I can play off with it.
Yeah.
I did do some research on the philanthropists that you mentioned.
Yes.
I was mainly looking at Jeff Bezos because he's been kind of a villain on the real world currently. I feel like I should also look at the Nestle CEO.
Oh yeah.
But just like based off that, to base off that arrogance and condescension. But knowing like all this information about his son, I feel like I can like
Mhm.
make a deeper, like
Yeah.
more real character, if that makes
Right.
sense.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited to work with this because it's fun.
Yes. Well, that's something I'm gonna let all you guys know is that we're definitely gonna talk individually more about how to play certain parts of it, bring certain scenes, bring certain emotions in. But now you know the whole journey, so you know how each character progresses and how they would feel here as opposed to that point. You know what I mean? So I'm sure it feels easier now than me just saying, okay, and then there's that part, and then there's gonna be, just think of that. I haven't read the script yet, man. What are you talking about?
No, and that's what I was thinking is that there were some parts where like I didn't know how to read it just because it's the first time I'm seeing it, right? So like the accent parts were like since it was my first time, I was
Right.
like, oh, wait, then it would click, but you just kind of want to roll with it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's why I get what Sebastian's saying is like, yeah, now you can play with it because now it's like, okay, now I know the beats, the accents, the impressions of emotion where I'm supposed to have them.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's cool. It's gonna be fun, like getting
Mhm.
exactly emphasizing certain parts where it's like, oh yeah, I remember this, and and really act into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like lean into it. There we go.
Well, guys, when you read this stuff over again, don't be afraid to take some notes, or don't be afraid to ask me if you want to take some chances on other parts, or if you have alternative takes on the scene. Like if you think, okay, well, would the guy be angry about this? Would he be more jokey about this? Let me know, because I think that will add up to the best product we can, make. But if it just is wrong, I will not listen to you at all.
I'll send you my rewrites.
Right, yeah. The
I
second
have a
draft.
question. Will Julius be more professional next time?
No, this is a learning process.
Is Julius gonna send shit on point this time?
I
Yeah,
think I did.
I
Pretty
love
sure
that
that-
everyone's blaming him, even though I was like 30 minutes.
No, Daniel, if I was a better director, you'd be here on time. That's how it works.
If you were a better fan caster or caster,
Yeah, right.
Oh shit!
I'd be getting Javier Bardem. I'd be getting, whoever else I could get, man.
Robert Admiral.
Robert Emerald.
Gail?
Yeah. No, I'll only get Robert if he wants to scream about something. Mackenzie, I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah. So as
Was
a person,
the female part underwritten?
So as a person who's never watched like Star Wars stuff, I think that it was I could like see it all,
Mhm.
and I thought that was like really impressive. And yeah, I really liked it. Like it was like a really good script. So, like I'll say it once, I'll say it again. Fantastic job all around. But yeah, so I definitely go over the lines and like
Yeah.
look over everything and whatnot. But yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm excited. Yeah.
You and I are the first, going to be the first people to record actual files, so that's good. And did it give you some hope for this other project we're doing? The
Which one?
Sebastian project?
No, my hopes went down.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Whatever.
No, I'm excited. I said before, I am excited. We have to read that one over.
Yes.
Too.
Yeah, I haven't even taken a look at it because I was told not to.
For those who don't know, Mackenzie and I are working on another script for this like horror film set over Zoom and shit. So it's for
Nice.
Sebastian's birthday. So
Hey.
yeah. So
I'm excited. I'm excited.
No, but what about you and Justin, David? David and Justin, quick thoughts before we.
I thought the story was magnificent, dude. I really saw, like, I've noticed this theme in your stories, in your scripts, where you kind of like, the story has this like curve, and at the end it just kind of like you just twist it just enough so you're just like, what the fuck? And it's a really good. It's really good.
Mm-hmm.
And I just really enjoyed that. And I thought it was like damn, Julius did it again, bro. Like, damn. Like,
Man.
so.
Oh, thank you, man.
Oh, yeah.
I do appreciate that. We're gonna get this done for sure. Make something special. All of us culminating everything. Justin, what did you
guys,
think?
Just wait for like the sound effects and stuff.
Oh God. Oh my God.
I was a bartender. Not just that, but damn it, man! I didn't think you would fucking add in anything Jedi related. You got me hyped up for this shit now.
Well, yeah. Well, again, guys, thank you so much for helping me out. What the hell is going on?
The fuck?
Oh,
Oh,
there he is.
yeah.
Legend.
Sequel.
The
Sequel.
big man himself. Oh man.
Yeah, no, guys, thank you so much. I can't wait to work together further on this project. It's going to take a while, but it's going to be a really fun while. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Mackenzie, I'd like to talk to you a bit more. So yeah,
All right.
y'all can disperse.
All right.
Goodbye.
Well,
Hey, thank you, bro.
everybody take care. Good to see everybody.